friends, it's Julia. I'm here to share my layout that I created using my October 2019 Counterfeit Kit Challenge Kit. I was inspired to create this layout by following along with the 30 Days of Sketches over on Christy's Beautiful Life over on her channel. She's also got a Facebook group that you can find. I think she links it in her videos. Anywho, so the sketches are there and I'm following along. This actually started out as a single page sketch, but because I had four 4x6 and one 5x7 photo, I wanted a bit larger format. So I turned it into a 2-page sketch or a 2-page layout from a 1-page sketch, which it was pretty simple. I think the original sketch had 5 photos across the front, 4 or 5 very small photos. So it worked out well to stretch it across 2 pages. Now the layout itself is of my 2 puppies right after we had first gotten them. We got them in July of 2019 and they were actually born in May. So they were several months old when we got them. They were little litter mates. They're little girls named Agatha and Matilda. So people ask me where I got their names from. And to be quite honest, I was sitting there looking at them and it just came to me. Um, don't ask me why, I don't know. It just did. So someone was giving me a hard time about them. So I went online and I found photos of Saint Agatha and Saint Matilda. Yeah, and so I passed on those photos to a friend when they were commenting about the old-fashioned names, and I'm like, well, they're the names of saints. But that's not why I named them that. It's just it came to me to name them that. Um, I like odd names for dogs. We've had a Bob, we've had a Ralph, we've had a little girl, we've had a Xena, and now we have an Agatha and Matilda. I'm sure if I ever had another boy dog, he would probably be like Tom or something, We're just those kind of people that, have odd names for their dogs. So we thought we might be able to get away with calling them Aggie and Maddie at some point after they learn their formal names, but they haven't really taken to the Maddie or Aggie. Um, they respond very well to their names, but not their nicknames. So I think over the course of years, it'll come to them. So here I kind of planned it out on my edge of my ruler. I put our title down and I've got the date with the same font. And you can see I've put some things around there while I was waiting for my batteries to charge back up as far as what I want the layout to look like. But before I start the layout, I'm going to use this shimmer mist called Rum Punch to place on here. And I think it's a Tattered Angels brand. Anyway, I had tons of that before I ever got into the Heidi Swap Color Shine or the Studio Calico Color Mist. I started with the Tattered Angels as most of us did if we've been into scrapbooking for a long time. I don't have every color they ever made, but I have a few. I bought a few variety packs. So I may have 8 or 10 colors. And then when Heidi Swap came out with hers, I think I have probably 8 or 10 colors. And when Studio Calico came out, I think I have probably, I don't know, 6 or 7 colors. So I have a lot of different colors, but not all from one brand. And I find that something that I do with a lot of different things. I don't feel the need to have every single item of that collection or that color family or whatever it is. If I have a few, like my Nuvo drops or my liquid pearls or my stickles or puff paints, those kind of things. I have colors from a lot of the different color families, but not all in one collection. Does that make sense? A little from each. That's kind of how I am with my color mist and my acrylic paints, and yeah, and it works out okay. It definitely doesn't bother me. I think from one layout to the next, you really can't tell the difference. So because I have some additional space on that one end, I'm going to put that little cluster down at the bottom where I'm going to put my date. And because these are chipboard stickers for the date and the title, I go ahead and put a little liquid adhesive behind them. That's one of the Heidi Swap embellishments that I pulled out, and I think I have a couple of gold corner tabs as well as a few craft tabs to go in there. And then that um, heart says, the first one says today on it. And then the second one that I put over between my husband and I and Agatha says, love this moment. So I put some liquid adhesive on the back of these chipboard letters, and unfortunately they moved around a bit, and so it kind of got spread over the top of that sticker a little bit. You can see me trying to wipe it up there, but it left kind of like a gooey mess on there. I'm sure if I put a little bit of powder on top of it, it should take the stickiness away, but I haven't messed with it. When it happens on just regular cardstock, if it moves around a little bit, or pattern paper, as long as it doesn't tear the pattern paper, I don't care. But like here, when it's on top of a sticker or a photo or something, it really bothers me if it leaves that bit of a mess. But I try not to let it get to me. So there I put down that, and I could have taken that title all the way over to the edge of the layout by my husband's head, basically, but then it would have trapped the space right above Agatha, and that would have been just like a big hole of space there. So I moved it over to the left so that it would leave that space open. And the same here, if I had moved that of our family more to the right, it would have closed that space under Agatha's photo and almost touched the edge of the Saint Agatha photo there on the end, and would have closed that space off underneath. Here I'm using a few tags out of my stash that have been around for a long time. The colored one has been in my stash for a really long time. I can't remember if it's something that I punched or received as a punched embellishment. I don't remember. And that tab is one that I punched out when I was using that paper for something, and I had it left over, so it ended up in my color bin. Here I'm going to add some heart elements. I have the two hearts, one on either side of the layout, and I'm just going to add some additional hearts around the layout as embellishment. I really, really love how this layout turned out, given that it's, originally supposed to have been a one-page layout. I love that it's a two-page layout and it looks great. And I love that I was able to pull out some spray mist because I haven't really played with that a whole lot, and not in a long time anyway. And so I pulled it out for these, and I've been using it um, on these layouts a little bit more than I normally would. Messy things are not usually my jam. I don't like to be messy, and I don't like to make messes. So I think that's one of the things that I find hardest about doing any sort of mixed media is that you lose a little bit of control in the creation of those layouts as far as the mess goes, or the creativity, if you will, and moving paints and using gesso or Mod Podge or whatever it is that you use. To me, it's difficult because I am such a control freak when it comes to the placement of things. Um, yeah, and I'm sure I'm probably not the only person like that on the planet, but sometimes I feel like I am because I see people who do these layouts with mixed media, and they have absolutely no issues, no problems, and they are just all over it, but there's a whole gamut of scrapbookers out there who don't do any mixed media at all. And I totally am on board with that as well because I get it. I don't know the reasons that they don't do the mixed media, but I can tell you the reasons that I don't do a lot of mixed media. I'm trying to use more of it because I have some things in my stash that I don't want to get rid of, that I do want to use up because I really love them, like these spray mist. I love them and I want to use them. So, it's a matter of pushing myself to get them used. So I'm putting on the finishing touches, the little flat back pearls that I have in my kit. And I will have close-ups of the layout at the end. So if you want to see anything up close or see the puppies a little bit closer up, stay tuned for that. And if you're interested, you can for certain follow along with Christy's Beautiful Life. You can head over to her YouTube channel and check her out and link up to the Facebook group or the Instagram where she has been posting layouts from everyone during the course of this 30 days of sketches. Anyway, guys, I will see y'all on the next video. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.